program for 26 months. He came in 2019, I think. He has only had 3 sanctions. And for those of you familiar with the program, like people that have been here before, know that that's really almost nothing. 3 sanctions is an amazingly low number of sanctions to be in this program for this long. When I asked him what the program meant to him, he said it has given him his mental stability. It's given him more control of his emotions, which is very important. I feel really weird people taping us. He's learned to make a proper complaint, which when we talked about that and what that meant, he's learned to be assertive and express what he needs or what he wants, what's going on with him without being aggressive.
Absolutely.
And doing it appropriately. So that's a big thing to learn. He's also learned that helping others is important in life. That's also been clear from watching him in the program. He learned before he learned all these, he said his feelings when he was in active addiction, his feelings were all pushed aside and they weren't being felt. So that was a good way to express it in some way that I hadn't heard before, so I appreciate that. Mr. Simpson is always very articulate, eloquent, able to express himself well, and I've watched that get even better as he's been in the program. His favorite aspect of the program was CBI class. It gave him perspective. He really enjoyed that. Normally I don't say the suggestions for improvement because those are sort of an internal thing, but he did suggest that budgeting classes be required for everybody, that they were important, and I think that's something we ought to think about. His goals, his personal goals, are to get his certification for pesticide application, maybe start a fertilizer business or another business, maybe go back to school and get a degree in horticulture. I have no doubt that whatever Mr. Simpson decides he wants to do, he will do. He will do. He is smart, he is caring, he is energetic, he's a mountain biker. He's just really an exceptional person with a lot of hope and prospects for the future that are unlimited. I really believe that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's been a pleasure to have him in the court. It's been a pleasure to see him grow and expand. It's been a pleasure to see him help the other folks in the program as well. And we will miss you very much. So I'm going to ask if anybody else wants to say something about him, and then I'll let him introduce all the people that are here with him. Okay? So who else would like to say something about Mr. Simpson?
So I'll start off. I remember when Josh first came into the program, he had already bought materials on CBI. He was such a go-getter, he already wanted to know how to do everything, and he came in with the program wanting to do the program. And he has done it correctly, because some people just aren't quite ready. Mr. Simpson was clearly ready to make a change in his life, and he stands here today, a truly changed man for the better. And it's just been an honor to watch that process. We merely just provided the tools, and you've made the changes in your life. And I'm so happy to see your family here with you, supporting you, and I know that means a lot to you. And I look forward to you continuing to help us, because I know you want to be a part of the alumni program. So I know that we're going to see you more in the future, and you have a lot to give. I'm just very proud of you, Charles, so thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
Charles is probably one of the most positive, polite people that I met since when I was here working with y'all, and he was always very encouraging. I know he went through a couple of rough spots, but you never could tell, like most of us would show. He was always positive. And a lot of people, I didn't see how that they could remain that way, especially with the scheduling and, you're learning to hold your responsibility, being clean and everything. I appreciate it. I'm so glad I got to know you. I know his mother as well, and I know she's a happy mom that she got her son back. So congratulations, and I know you can achieve anything that you set your heart and mind to.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Mr. Simpson as the person who writes all the sanctions for saving my hand. So thank you first and foremost for that. But also it's been really a delight to see you flourish. And that's what we want out of this program. We don't just want people to get through the program and to graduate. We want to see that by the time you've graduated, your whole life has changed. You've made huge turnarounds. And you have. And I think you're a great example for everyone else in this program as well. So thank you for not only doing a great job, but showing everyone else what a great job looks like.
All right, now tell us who's here.
All right, so we got my sister, my nephew, my mom, my stepdad, and my ex-brother-in-law.
Extended family. Okay, what do you think?
All right, so I got a little speech written. Hello everyone, I'd like to thank my family, friends, counselors, and peers for attending my graduation from Hall County Health Corps. This has been an experience I'll never forget.
You can slow down.
Okay, well.
I know, you got it all here.
All right. It has had its ups and downs, like during COVID, when we had to tune in on Zoom. Our work was being emailed to us, or we were having to write it from our screens. It has been tough, like having to be transparent and discuss the past I had subjected myself to. The pain and aggravation that I used to feel, I can now live at peace with. The tools that I have learned during this program have been extremely beneficial to me and the ones around me. I am a product of my surroundings. Being successful is my driven motive for my everyday life. I have learned to be more assertive and how to properly voice my concerns when needed. When I was in addiction, I didn't speak up for myself. My addiction to meth was running the show most of the time. I can truly say that I have broke the cycle of my meth use. This program has brought out the good and the bad in me. I exposed my bad and brought in the good. I praised the good. My counselors helped me along the way. I'm proud to say that it's here to stay. I'd like to thank my family for being amazing support. Being able to open up and vent with a clear and conscious mind has been relief. I've learned that it's hard to take someone serious when they aren't exactly making sense when they communicate. That was how it was at the end of my addiction, a very dark and scary place for me. Years later, I'm a successful graduate of Hall County Health Corps. I highly suggest for the new participants, if you put into the program what we put into chasing our drug of choice, you'll be completing this program with a whole new outlook on life. A life with options for jobs that will help you get further along in life. For newfounded friendships that will not be damaging and toxic. Healthy relationships, whether it be a significant other or just family in general. Everyone that cares about you will notice the change in you as you make little changes over this period. It becomes the new you, being aware of your beliefs and thoughts, since they dictate our actions. I always encourage others to have an open mind when entering this program. Having an open mind has led me to seeing both sides to everything, being more understanding, which has caused me a lot less of a headache. Being open and willing has led me to be able to accept the things I can change and be okay with the things I can't. So that being said, I'll end this speech with some of my favorite quotes. At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about what you've done with those accomplishments. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. By Denzel Washington. And I got another one here. It says, listen to the advice and accept instruction that you may gain wisdom in the future. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. Proverbs 19 through 20, verse 21. And thank you for attending my TED Talk 22.
Who's gonna take a picture?
Me.
Well, you guys will, yeah, that's great, but we need one for the program too, so Jeanette's gonna come up as well. And here's your certificate. Picture. Don't get in front of the real photographers over there.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, it's what the fuck she's doing.
Absolutely.
embarrassing.
So proud of you. Work hard and it goes.